Are you trying to self-film your own hunts, maybe by using your cell phone and/or a smaller action camera, and you're struggling with trying to find a good, affordable way to mount it, especially to your saddle? Grab a cup of coffee and follow along as we show you how to make this really simple camera mount, which also doubles as a hip pinch eliminator. This will be a very simple build that you can use minimal tools. You can use a drill, a little handsaw. If you've got a rasp, if any of you guys have ever made self bows, you've probably already got a rasp on hand. And if you don't have a rasp, it's no big deal. You can use a piece of sandpaper. But for starters, what we want to do is we want to get the measurements basically right across the front of your hips. But add 2 inches to whatever the width of your hips are in a seated position. From there, we're going to take this over to the drill press, and we're going to drill out 2 of the bigger holes. Again, on the drill bit size, you're going to try to match that up to whatever size your bridge is. Our bridge actually has am steel, so it's a little bit thinner, but if you have an 8mm rope, try to get you an 8mm drill bit. After we get done drilling out these 2 holes, and if you'll notice in this video, there's actually a straight line going across the top of this wooden dowel that we've used. With the wooden dowel, you might try to find a piece of oak, and if you guys have ever noticed, the majority of your good hand tools, they've all got hickory handles. Hickory would actually be a better choice, but hickory or oak, don't go to Lowe's and buy the popular. I don't think it's going to be strong enough, and I think it could potentially break on you out in the field. So get something that's going to be strong enough, roughly 1 inch in diameter at minimum, and make sure that it's a hardwood, whether it be oak or hickory. The next thing that we're going to do after we drill out these big holes is we're going to take it over and put it in a vise, and then we're going to cut a couple of slots on both ends. After we get done cutting the slots, we're going to use the rasp or sandpaper and smooth that out. We don't want any splinters or stickers or anything like that going into the bridge when you attach this to your bridge. The next thing that we're going to do after that is we're going to drill a couple of more holes. This is where the tiny pieces of bungee cord will come into play. This will give you an opportunity of, once you're up in the saddle and you have this attached to your bridge, you can actually put the bungee cord around it. We will come back to this bungee cord and the purpose of it towards the end of the video, and it'll make more sense. But if you notice, we've also drilled these holes perpendicular to the holes that we originally drilled for the bridge attachment. Again, we'll come back to this. It'll make more sense towards the end of the video. If you want to do any final sanding, now is a good time to do that. You could actually do that before you attach the bungee cords. It might make it a little bit easier, but we just sanded this up to just make it a little more smooth. The next thing that we're going to do is I've got some of these. It's basically a nut, and it's designed for furniture. And I believe if you were to go to the store and look for it, they're going to call it a furniture nut. And it's got teeth on it so that you can actually pound it in to whatever hole you drill. You want a drill bit that's a little bit bigger than the actual size of the nut. Then we're going to go ahead and we're going to pound this in. This would also be a good time if you have a rasp. You could go in there and kind of rasp that down and make it a little bit smoother. Making it a little bit smoother for this side. This is just a regular old 1 inch ram mount that you can buy on Amazon or anywhere else. Then we're going to screw that to the top. And then the next thing, guys, you're essentially done. So we'll go out here. I'm going to show you. We've got ram mounts for both the DJI camera that I use as well as the phone, and we'll show you how quick and easy it is. If you guys are familiar with the ram mounts, it'll just make it a lot easier to have your phone right there front and center so that you can get to it. You'll also be able to pivot this. One of the biggest obstacles with shooting and trying to record at the same time is getting your camera facing the same direction that your bow is. With this being right in front of you, It should make it a lot easier to get your camera on target. And then also, one thing that nobody ever talks about, especially with self-filming, if you make a mistake and you've got it on camera, this will help you figure out if you've got a good shot or a bad shot. One of the things that actually gets a lot of hunters in trouble, or archers in general, is not doing a really good follow-through when they make a shot. If you're recording this and recording yourself and you can see, hey, I know I dropped my bow as soon as I shot so that I could see if I hit the target, this will help you in trying to figure out maybe what you did wrong when you made your shot. I do want to give a shout out to another YouTube channel called Hunting with PawPaw. He is the one who actually gave me the inspiration for this. He built his for hip pinch elimination. I wasn't so much looking for a tool that I could use for a hip pinch eliminator as much as I was a way to mount my camera using a ball mount. That way it would be real easy to turn it from side to side and actually get the angles that you would need while you're up in the stand / saddle. Again, I'll put a link down below to his YouTube channel. I hope you guys all have a blessed week. And until next week's video comes out, consider watching one of these two videos, either to the right or to the left. Again, I hope you all have a blessed week. And let's get outside and make something happen. Oh yeah, watch one of these videos. I think you're going to love it. I made it just for you.